Have you ever felt like people close to you were acting distant or even harboring negative feelings toward you, without understanding why? As we age, the dynamics of our relationships shift in ways we don't fully comprehend. Aging is a beautiful journey full of wisdom and experiences, yet it can also bring challenges in how we connect with others. There are many reasons why people may subtly or openly harbor resentment as they grow older, and they are often tied to their curiosities, misunderstandings, or even the fear of change. But the good news is that by recognizing these reasons, we can navigate these challenges with grace, understanding, and resilience. In this video, we're going to dive into 9 reasons why people may secretly harbor negative feelings toward you as you age. From envy and miscommunication to the influence of rumors and differences in values, we'll explore each one in detail. Understanding these underlying causes is key to maintaining peace, keeping your relationship strong, and preserving your inner calm as you grow older. So why should you watch this video until the end? Knowing why these tensions arise can help you approach them with wisdom and confidence. Whether it's dealing with jealousy, generational misunderstandings, or feeling unfairly judged, this video will empower you with the tools to respond with compassion, integrity, and authenticity. Don't miss out on learning how to protect your peace and create more fulfilling connections, no matter what age you are. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Envy and jealousy. As you grow older, the life you've so carefully crafted, your achievements, relationships, and hard-earned wisdom gained through years of experience, may unknowingly stir envy in others. This envy isn't always loud or overt. It often shows up in subtle ways that might not even be directly acknowledged. It can manifest as dismissive comments, cold shoulders, or even a lack of recognition for the value you bring to others' lives. What might be harder to accept is that this envy typically arises not from anything you've done wrong but from the personal insecurities or unfulfilled dreams of those around you. Your sense of stability, whether it's financial security, emotional balance, or strong relationships, may serve as a reminder of your uncertainties and unmet aspirations. For instance, your financial security, the product of years of disciplined saving and thoughtful planning, might highlight the financial struggles others are still facing. The long, fulfilling marriage you've cultivated could stir feelings of regret in someone who has experienced broken relationships or unmet desires for connection. Even the quiet confidence you've developed through overcoming life's many challenges might make others uncomfortable if they are still wrestling with deep-seated doubts about their worth. It's crucial to understand that this envy is not a reflection of your character or achievements. Rather, it is a projection of the struggles they are dealing with internally. It's easy to internalize their resentment, especially when it comes from those closest to you. A careless remark dismissing your success, or a lack of acknowledgement in a family setting, can make you question your worth or wonder if you're somehow responsible for their discomfort. But the truth is, their feelings are theirs to manage, not yours to fix or apologize for. The wisdom that comes with age helps you approach this challenge with grace and perspective. You've learned over time that you cannot control how others feel, nor should you feel the need to shrink yourself to make others feel better about their shortcomings. Instead, you can choose to respond with compassion, understanding that their envy isn't a personal attack but rather an expression of their inner struggles. Recognizing their feelings without taking them personally is a powerful way to maintain your peace. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean refusing to let it dictate how you see yourself or how you move forward in life. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, wisely taught, our true power lies in focusing on what is within our control. While you can't change the feelings of others or prevent envy from arising, you do have control over how you respond. Choose to live authentically, to celebrate the milestones you've reached, and to honor the life you've built without apology. The accomplishments you've made are a testament to your perseverance, strength, and character. They deserve to be acknowledged, not diminished or hidden because someone else feels uncomfortable in their presence. As you continue on your journey, remember to surround yourself with people who truly appreciate and celebrate your success. Seek out family, friends, or community members who see your achievements and wisdom not as a threat or competition, but as a source of inspiration and motivation. These are the relationships that will nourish you, help you stay grounded, and remind you of the value of your experiences. By focusing on these meaningful connections, You can cultivate a sense of peace that allows you to live with the dignity and authenticity that your journey has earned. Let your life, with all its successes, trials, and lessons, serve as a quiet yet powerful example of resilience, strength, and grace, something worth celebrating, regardless of how others perceive it. Ultimately, the life you've built, with all its beauty and wisdom, stands as a testament to your inner strength and the incredible journey you've undertaken. 2. Misunderstandings and ineffective communication. As you age, the inevitable generational gap in communication styles can lead to misunderstandings, even when your intentions are rooted in kindness and concern. The world you grew up in may have valued directness and a straightforward, no-nonsense approach to conversation, but younger generations may interpret this style as harsh, dismissive, or even insensitive. Simple expressions of advice, concern, or even well-meaning opinions might be received as criticism or outdated commentary, leaving you feeling misunderstood while they may feel defensive or distant. These miscommunications often arise not from any malice or ill intent, but rather from the natural differences in language, tone, and the cultural context in which each generation operates. For example, when you share your life experiences or offer wisdom gained from years of experience, younger individuals might interpret it not as thoughtful guidance, but as an unwelcome commentary on their choices or lifestyles. What you see as helpful advice might be seen as an attempt to impose your values or perspectives on them. Similarly, a brief moment of frustration or a sharp comment, intended to express concern or an emotional reaction, might come across as judgment or criticism, rather than genuine care. Over time, these small, seemingly insignificant misunderstandings can accumulate, leading to emotional distance and barriers between you and the people you care about. They might begin to avoid deeper conversations with you, assuming that you won't understand their perspective, or worse, believing that you're simply unwilling to try. The thought of being perceived as out of touch or resistant to change can leave you feeling isolated, wondering where the disconnect in your relationships began. The key to overcoming these misunderstandings is rooted in active listening and empathy. Make a conscious, deliberate effort to approach conversations with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than rushing to offer unsolicited advice. Ask questions to understand their point of view, and create space for their voices to be heard. A simple phrase such as, "Tell me more about how you see it," can open doors to better understanding, signaling that you genuinely value their perspective, even if it differs from your own. By showing interest in their thoughts, you create a more balanced and respectful dialogue that moves beyond surface-level misunderstandings. At the same time, if your words are misunderstood or misinterpreted, take a moment to gently clarify your intent. Saying something like, "That wasn't what I meant. Let me explain a little further," can offer a chance to clear the air, allowing both parties to reconnect on a deeper level. Additionally, don't hesitate to express your feelings when you sense that you've been overlooked or misinterpreted. Calmly explaining how you see things from your perspective can help to bridge the gap and foster mutual respect. It's important to remember that being open and vulnerable in these moments can invite more genuine conversations, fostering a sense of trust. Ultimately, it's essential to recognize that these conversations, while sometimes difficult, are opportunities to connect rather than battles to win. When you prioritize understanding over simply being understood, you create a space where both generations can meet, share, and grow. By softening the tensions that naturally arise from communication gaps, you can build stronger relationships across generations. While not every miscommunication will be resolved in an instant, your efforts to adapt, listen, and connect will have a lasting, positive impact. This will serve as a reminder to others of your willingness to grow alongside them, even as the years pass, ensuring that your relationships remain meaningful and vibrant, despite the generational divides. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Differences in fundamental values and beliefs. As the years pass, your values and beliefs gradually become an intrinsic part of who you are, deeply shaped by decades of lived experiences. These values, whether they relate to work, family, faith, or societal roles, form the core of your identity. They were developed and solidified over time, often as a result of lessons learned through challenges, triumphs, and cultural influences. However, in today's rapidly evolving world, younger generations may hold values that differ greatly from those you've come to cherish. These generational differences, often rooted in contrasting experiences and perspectives, can create tension, misunderstandings, and even resentment. For example, you may place great importance on qualities such as hard work, discipline, and tradition, considering them to be the cornerstones of a successful life. You might believe that stability and structure are essential for achieving long-term goals. In contrast, younger people today might prioritize values like flexibility, innovation, creativity, or individual expression. They may see rigid work schedules or traditional ways of doing things as outdated, while you may view their more fluid approach as impractical or lacking in commitment. This clash of values can be especially apparent in discussions about work ethic, where a conversation could easily lead to frustration. They might see your commitment to structure as a sign of inflexibility, while you might interpret their approach as irresponsible or lacking depth. Similarly, values around parenting, marriage, or social issues can highlight the generational divide. For instance, the way you view relationships, family dynamics, or even moral or political beliefs might feel worlds apart from the perspectives of younger generations. This can create discomfort and even feelings of judgment or being misunderstood, as each side grapples with its vision of what is right. Younger generations, often raised in a different cultural context, may see your perspective as out of touch or irrelevant to their current reality, while you may feel that they are undermining time-tested values that have served generations before them. These differences are particularly stark in an era of rapid societal change, where new technologies, shifting cultural norms, and evolving political landscapes constantly reshape the world around us. What guided your decisions and shaped your worldview may no longer align with the beliefs that younger generations hold. When you express your perspective, it might feel like you are challenging their identity or questioning the legitimacy of their experiences. In response, they may become defensive, even hostile, as they try to protect their sense of self and worldview from what they perceive as criticism or judgment. At the core of these generational conflicts lies a universal truth: our values are deeply influenced by our unique life experiences. You view the world through the lens of your journey, shaped by the times you've lived through, the lessons you've learned, and the people who have shaped you. Similarly, younger generations view the world through their own experiences, which have been shaped by different challenges, opportunities, and cultural shifts. Understanding this doesn't require you to abandon your beliefs or values. It simply means acknowledging that these differences are part of the human experience. Their perspective, even if it is in opposition to yours, does not diminish the validity of your own. One way to navigate these tensions is by approaching conversations with a spirit of curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of focusing on who is right or wrong, seek to understand why they hold the beliefs they do. Ask open-ended questions, such as, what experiences have led you to this point? Or how do you see this issue impacting your future? This approach doesn't mean you need to agree with their point of view, but it opens the door for meaningful dialogue. It shows respect for their perspective and creates the opportunity for mutual understanding. In turn, you can share your own stories and experiences that have shaped your beliefs, allowing them to understand the values and principles that are meaningful to you. This exchange of ideas can help bridge the gap between differing viewpoints and create a space for empathy and respect. It's also important to remember that not every difference needs to be resolved. Some fundamental beliefs may remain opposed, and that's perfectly natural. The goal isn't to eliminate all disagreements, but to recognize that these differences don't need to drive a wedge between you. Instead, focus on finding areas of common ground. Whether it's a shared love for family, a mutual desire for kindness, or a collective vision for a better future, these points of connection can be powerful reminders of our shared humanity. By highlighting these commonalities, you can foster a sense of unity that transcends generational divides. By embracing openness, curiosity, and mutual respect, you not only honor your values but also create a space for others to do the same. This approach strengthens relationships, allowing you to coexist peacefully despite your differences. More importantly, it leaves a legacy of understanding and compassion, a gift that transcends time and enriches the lives of everyone involved, no matter their generation. 4. The influence of rumors and gossip. As we grow older, we often find ourselves more connected to close-knit communities, whether that's a neighborhood, a retirement community, or even an extended family network. These connections can bring comfort and companionship, but they also come with a downside: the rapid spread of rumors and gossip. In such circles, stories can quickly circulate, sometimes taking on a life of their own. What starts as a small whisper can soon snowball into a web of half-truths or outright fabrications, and before you know it, your reputation and relationships may be at risk. The true harm lies not only in what is being said, but in how easily these stories are believed and shared without any critical thought or consideration of their accuracy. Gossip often has its roots in insecurities or the idle boredom of those who feel the need to make themselves feel important at someone else's expense. When people's own lives lack excitement or fulfillment, they may turn their focus to others, seeking drama or intrigue where none exists. This need for attention can lead to the distortion of facts and the spreading of negativity. In your case, these rumors might center around your past decisions, your financial standing, or even your most cherished relationships. It's not uncommon for a neighbor to embellish the details of your lifestyle to make their own life seem more interesting, or for a family member to misinterpret something you said, turning a harmless remark into a source of unnecessary tension or conflict. The damage caused by such gossip can be deep and long-lasting. It chips away at trust, sows division, and often leaves you feeling isolated or misjudged. The worst part of this is when those who spread these rumors are people you once considered friends or loved ones. You might start to notice a shift in how some people treat you, being distant or acting in a way that feels cold or uncomfortable. Their behavior is now influenced by the distorted version of events they've heard, rather than by who they truly are and what they stand for. This can be an especially painful realization when those you once trusted are the ones playing a part in the rumors, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Dealing with gossip is not easy, but it can be done with resilience and a thoughtful strategy. First and foremost, stay true to yourself and your core values. Authenticity is the most powerful tool you have in defending yourself against false accusations. Over time, the people who genuinely know you will be able to see through the rumors and understand your character. It may take some time, but their respect for your integrity will eventually overshadow any negative stories that are circulating. Secondly, resist the temptation to engage in counter-gossip or to defend yourself with anger. Reacting with calm dignity, rather than retaliating or getting upset, is the most effective way to disarm the situation. When you remain composed, you display the strength of character, showing that you are unbothered by petty attempts to undermine you. If a particular rumor comes to your attention, it's important to decide whether to address it directly. If the rumor is seriously affecting you or others in your life, it may be worthwhile to calmly confront the person who's spreading it or to clarify the matter with those who are being misled. A simple and direct statement like, "I've heard this is being said about me, but it's not accurate, and here's why," can do wonders in clearing the air and setting the record straight. However, not every rumor requires a response. It's essential to choose your battles wisely, recognizing when it's better to let certain things go to preserve your peace and the relationships that matter most. It's also important to remember that gossip speaks volumes about the person spreading it, not about you. Their need to focus on negativity and spread untruths often stems from their feelings of insecurity or dissatisfaction. It's their way of projecting their issues onto others, and it says more about their character than it ever will about yours. By maintaining your integrity, staying grounded in who you are, and refusing to let these negative narratives shake your sense of self, you demonstrate that your character is unshaken. In the end, those who are truly worth your time and energy will see you for who you truly are, and their respect and support will be far more valuable than the fleeting opinions of those who choose to engage in gossip. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 5. Personal insecurities and projection. One of the most subtle yet profoundly impactful reasons why some individuals may harbor resentment toward you lies not in your actions but in their insecurities. People often project their inner fears, doubts, and feelings of inadequacy onto those around them, especially when they encounter traits in others that they feel are lacking in themselves. When someone sees qualities in you that they desire but have not yet attained, or when they witness struggles you've already overcome that they are still battling with, it can evoke discomfort, jealousy, or even hostility. This tendency to project is particularly common as people age. The passing of time often brings personal milestones and reflections that make certain struggles more pronounced. As you grow older, your life, whether you realize it or not, can become a visible benchmark for those around you. For example, if you've managed to maintain good health throughout your life, others who are grappling with their own physical limitations or health challenges may experience feelings of envy, frustration, or even resentment. Similarly, if you've achieved financial stability or have built strong, loving relationships with your family, your success may unintentionally highlight areas where others feel they have fallen short or are struggling to find fulfillment. In these cases, your success, whether intentional or not, becomes a mirror reflecting your unmet desires, unfulfilled goals, or personal insecurities. Moreover, this projection extends to the fears and anxieties associated with aging itself. As time passes, Those who feel insecure about growing older may direct their internal frustrations outward, unfairly associating their anxieties with you. This can manifest in offhand comments about your age, dismissing your opinions, or making light of your accomplishments. Not because of anything you've done, but because your presence reminds them of the passage of time and their fears of aging. These reactions are not a reflection of your worth, but rather an expression of their internal battles with their mortality and the pressures of time. Recognizing this dynamic can serve as an invaluable tool for responding with compassion rather than responding with hurt, anger, or frustration. When someone lashes out or seems distant, it's important to pause and reflect. Ask yourself whether their behavior could stem from their insecurities rather than something you have said or done. Understanding this doesn't excuse hurtful behavior or diminish the impact of their actions, but it can help you avoid taking it personally. By recognizing that their resentment or discomfort is rooted in their internal struggles, you can maintain a sense of peace, allowing you to navigate the situation with a greater sense of understanding and emotional resilience. At the same time, it's crucial to protect your well-being by setting healthy boundaries. If someone's insecurities and projections consistently create an atmosphere of negativity, it is completely okay to distance yourself from their toxic energy. Taking steps to protect your peace is not an act of selfishness, but rather a necessary and empowering practice of self-preservation. During moments of reflection, it's helpful to remind yourself that any resentment directed at you is more about the other person's struggles than it is about you. You've worked hard to reach the place you are today, and the discomfort they may feel toward your accomplishments or resilience is a reflection of their internal battles, not a judgment of your character. By staying grounded, compassionate, and true to yourself, you can navigate these interactions with grace and understanding. Instead of internalizing their projections, you can continue to focus on the life you've worked so hard to build, the person you've become, and the peace you've earned. Ultimately, by embracing this perspective, you will cultivate a sense of emotional strength and clarity that will allow you to move forward with confidence and compassion, unshaken by the projections of others. 6. Lack of empathy and understanding. As we age, one of the more difficult challenges we face is the surprising lack of empathy and understanding from others, particularly from those who do not take the time to truly comprehend the emotional and physical shifts that come with growing older. Aging is a complex, multifaceted process, and often, those around us fail to see the nuances of this journey, leading to misinterpretations or even resentment. Many people, particularly younger generations, may overlook the struggles that accompany the aging process, choosing instead to judge actions or decisions based on assumptions rather than recognizing the full scope of our lived experiences. Take, for example, the simple act of moving at a slower pace or taking extra time to make decisions. These behaviors might be viewed by others as hesitation or inefficiency, even though they are simply a natural and necessary adaptation to the changes occurring in our bodies and minds. For many older adults, the process of aging includes physical limitations that make moving quickly or making snap decisions more difficult. Family members or friends might assume that you're resisting change or that your wisdom is outdated, without understanding the wealth of experience and insight that informs your choices. These judgments often arise from impatience or ignorance, rather than any intentional malice, yet the emotional impact of feeling misunderstood can still be profound. A noticeable lack of empathy often occurs when others fail to imagine themselves in your position. Younger people, for example, may be so preoccupied with their busy, fast-paced lives that they don't realize how their words or actions might be perceived. They might minimize or dismiss the difficulties you face, be it managing health conditions, coping with the loss of loved ones, or maintaining social connections, without understanding how deeply these aspects affect your daily existence. The inability to connect with these experiences can create emotional distance, leaving you feeling unseen, unheard, or undervalued. This emotional gap can strain relationships, making it increasingly difficult to relate to others who seem indifferent to the challenges you face. To bridge this gap of misunderstanding, it is essential to foster open and honest communication. By sharing your perspective calmly and clearly, you can help others see the world through your eyes, which may prompt them to reconsider their judgments. For instance, when someone expresses impatience with you for taking longer to do something, instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to explain your reality. A simple statement like, "I appreciate your help, but I want you to understand why this takes longer for me now," can go a long way in encouraging empathy and prompting others to consider the complexities of your situation. At the same time, it is important to recognize that not everyone will be receptive to your perspective, and that's okay. Not all people will have the emotional capacity or willingness to understand your experiences. In these cases, It is vital to set boundaries with those who consistently fail to respect your needs or demonstrate empathy. Protecting your emotional well-being is crucial, and surrounding yourself with people who genuinely value your insights, listen to you without judgment, and strive to connect with you on a deeper level can make a significant difference. Empathy begins with understanding, and by modeling it yourself in your interactions, you can help others begin to mirror this behavior. The more you approach your relationships with patience, kindness, and a willingness to share your experiences, the more likely you are to build meaningful connections, even when misunderstanding seems to stand in the way. By extending empathy to others and encouraging it in return, you help create an environment in which both your needs and those of others are acknowledged and respected. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 7. Competition or rivalry. As we age, competition does not simply fade away. It often shifts and morphs into more subtle, complex dynamics within our social circles, families, and even among lifelong friends. The instinct to compare ourselves to others, whether in terms of achievements, health, or relationships, can linger well into later years. This natural drive can sometimes evolve into a quiet, often unspoken, resentment. While it may not be overt, this rivalry is deeply felt by those involved, particularly when they perceive someone else's life as being more successful, fulfilling, or enviable than their own. Take, for example, a sibling who feels envious of the fact that your children seem to visit you more often, or that you've managed to achieve greater financial stability in retirement. Or a close friend who, faced with their own declining health, cannot help but compare it to your active, seemingly healthy lifestyle, leading to unspoken bitterness, even though they may never say a word. In retirement communities, social clubs, or even extended family gatherings, the act of comparing hobbies, social standing, or personal accomplishments can stir an undercurrent of quiet rivalry. This competition is often rooted in insecurity. When people feel they are falling short in some aspect of their lives, they naturally seek out someone to compare themselves to. If you are the one they perceive as doing better or having more, you may inadvertently become the silent target of their frustrations, even if they do not express it outwardly. Rivalry can also stem from long-standing, unresolved dynamics, such as sibling rivalries that stretch back for decades. These deep-rooted tensions, which may have been simmering for years, often resurface later in life, amplified by a sense of competition over who has won at life. What may seem like innocent remarks about your travels, your active lifestyle, or your close-knit family relationships can inadvertently ignite feelings of inadequacy in others, even if that was not your intention. The simplest comment about your recent vacation can become a trigger, evoking a comparison that brings out old, hidden insecurities. Navigating these complex dynamics requires a delicate balance. On one hand, it is important to celebrate your achievements and live authentically without feeling the need to minimize your successes or downplay your happiness out of concern for others' feelings. You have earned your achievements, and it is only natural to take pride in them. On the other hand, showing humility, acknowledging the strengths of others, and demonstrating empathy can go a long way in easing tensions. A simple compliment, such as saying, "I admire how you've managed to stay so active despite your challenges," can help diffuse feelings of rivalry and foster a spirit of mutual respect and understanding. If rivalry persists, it's important to remind yourself that someone else's need to compete or compare is not a reflection of your worth or value. Rather, it is often an expression of their internal struggles and insecurities. You do not need to engage in these comparisons or prove anything to anyone. Instead, focus on building and nurturing supportive, collaborative relationships. Offer encouragement, be a source of strength, and seek out interactions that prioritize connection and mutual support over competition and comparison. By rising above these dynamics and staying grounded in your journey, you can protect your peace of mind and preserve your dignity. Your success and contentment do not diminish because of someone else's envy or competition. They are a testament to the life you have built and the person you have become. Let your actions speak for themselves. There is no need to engage in silent battles or feel compelled to prove yourself to others. True fulfillment comes not from winning an invisible contest but from living authentically, honoring your path, and embracing your accomplishments without the need for validation. The journey itself is what matters most, and by letting go of any need to compete in return, you free yourself from unnecessary tension and cultivate a deeper sense of peace. 8. The influence of social expectations. Society often imposes rigid and narrow expectations on how older adults should behave, live, or even think. From the way they dress to the activities they engage in, These expectations can be limiting and confining, reducing the potential for growth, exploration, and self-expression in later years. When you choose to step outside these prescribed norms, whether by pursuing new passions, expressing bold and unconventional opinions, or embracing choices that challenge traditional expectations, it can make others uncomfortable. This discomfort, however, is not about you, but rather about the discomfort they feel within themselves as your actions challenge their beliefs about what aging should look like. For instance, deciding to take up a new hobby or build a new relationship at a later stage in life might elicit criticism or judgment from others who cannot fathom breaking free from the conventional mold. Similarly, embarking on an unexpected adventure, whether traveling to new places or taking on a daring challenge, might draw unwanted attention and even whispers of disapproval. Others might question your decisions with condescending remarks like, "Why is she doing that at her age?" Comments that are often an attempt to mask their unease with dismissive attitudes or passive-aggressive behavior. This subtle resentment usually arises because your choices confront them with the limitations they've imposed on themselves over time. Seeing you pursue new opportunities and experiences forces them to confront their own missed chances or the ways they've conformed to societal expectations without ever questioning them. Your decision to live authentically and break free from these societal constraints can be both inspiring and threatening to those around you. Your courage may serve as a reminder to them of the dreams they've put aside or the opportunities they've let slip by, often due to fear, complacency, or the pressure to fit in with conventional standards. As a result, they may not always offer the support or understanding you expect. In some cases, your actions might even cause them to feel resentment, as it highlights the gap between their choices and yours. However, it's important to recognize that this discomfort, even if directed toward you, is not your responsibility to carry. Living authentically and pursuing what brings you joy is not just a personal right. It's essential for a meaningful and fulfilling life. You've earned the freedom to shape your later years according to your values and desires, not by conforming to someone else's outdated expectations of what your life should look like. Aging should be seen as an opportunity for continued growth, self-discovery, and joy, something that transcends age or societal limitations. In these moments, it can also be helpful to approach the discomfort of others with grace and patience. Instead of becoming defensive or withdrawing, calmly explain your perspective if the opportunity arises. Share how these choices are enriching your life, making it clear that you're not acting out of rebellion or a desire to provoke others, but out of a deep and genuine desire to embrace life fully. Your actions can be an invitation to others to rethink their own beliefs and values, offering them a glimpse of what might be possible if they also dared to break free from the conventional expectations placed on them. Ultimately, the life you live is yours alone. While the expectations and judgments of others may continue to linger in the background, they do not define your journey. By staying true to yourself and your passions, you set a powerful example for others. It's never too late to follow your heart, live authentically, and embrace the fullness of life. Your courage can inspire others to reflect on their own lives and consider challenging the limits they've imposed on themselves, showing them that growth, change, and personal fulfillment are not confined to any particular age. Your example may encourage them to finally pursue the things they've longed to do but have been too afraid to try. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 9. The lack of recognition. One of the deepest and most painful forms of resentment that can arise as we age is the feeling of being overlooked or undervalued. This can often stem from the sense that our contributions, whether to our families, communities, or society, are being taken for granted. As time goes on, the work we've done, the sacrifices we've made, and the wisdom we've accumulated can begin to fade into the background, as if they no longer matter. The appreciation we once received for our efforts can dwindle, leaving us questioning if the impact we've made is truly seen or valued by those we care about. This lack of recognition can be particularly hurtful within the family. You may have been the cornerstone of your family, the one who raised children, supported your loved ones through difficult times, and worked tirelessly to keep the family unit together. Yet, in your later years, you might begin to feel as though your role has diminished, and the significance of what you've done is not being acknowledged. Adult children, focused on their own busy lives, may forget to express their gratitude or take the time to genuinely listen to their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Grandchildren, growing up in a fast-paced world, might see you more as a distant figure, someone who is simply there, rather than someone with a treasure trove of life lessons, stories, and advice to offer. In professional and social circles, the sting of being overlooked can also be felt. Perhaps, in the past, you were recognized for your contributions to your career or your community. Your efforts might have been celebrated, and your value appreciated. But now, as the years have passed and the spotlight has shifted elsewhere, you might feel invisible, as though your importance has faded along with time. It can be painful to feel as if your value has been diminished, simply because others fail to notice or acknowledge your ongoing contributions. However, it's important to remember that recognition doesn't always have to come from external sources. While it is natural to crave acknowledgement, especially from those closest to us, finding fulfillment in your sense of purpose and self-worth is critical. Take a moment to reflect on your journey. Consider the impact you've had on the lives of others, even if those around you fail to express their gratitude or appreciation. The value of your contributions is not lessened by someone else's lack of recognition. That said, open and honest communication with those you love can be a key to bridging this gap. If you feel that you are not being acknowledged, share your feelings gently with those who matter most. For instance, telling your family, "I would love to share some stories about what I've learned in life," can open the door to connection and appreciation. Often, people are not intentionally dismissive. They simply may not realize how much your wisdom, experiences, and love mean to them. Most importantly, you must learn to celebrate yourself. Acknowledge the life you have lived, the challenges you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, and the love you've shared. Recognize your worth and take pride in the legacy you continue to build, even if it goes unnoticed by others at times. Surround yourself with people who see and appreciate the unique contributions you bring to their lives, and continue to nurture those relationships that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of belonging. By embracing your value and living with purpose, you can transcend the sting of being overlooked and find true contentment in the legacy you are creating. At the same time, embrace peace and authenticity. Remember, the negativity or lack of recognition from others often has very little to do with who you truly are, and more to do with their struggles and perceptions. It's not your responsibility to change how others feel, but you do have the power to shape your response. Choose compassion over frustration, self-worth over self-doubt, and connection over isolation. By doing so, you maintain control over your emotional state and allow yourself the freedom to live authentically. Focus on living in alignment with your core values, guided by the wisdom and experiences that have shaped you throughout your life. Celebrate the achievements, big and small, and continue to embrace your individuality. Let go of the need to please everyone or conform to outdated expectations. Instead, let your actions reflect the truth of who you are, a person of strength, kindness, resilience, and wisdom. Your legacy is not determined by fleeting opinions or judgments, but by the love, inspiration, and wisdom you impart to those around you. The greatest gift you can give yourself at this stage of life is the freedom to be unapologetically you. This not only brings you peace, but also inspires others to recognize the value you bring to their lives. Your life story, shaped by both triumphs and challenges, is a story worth celebrating. The wisdom you have acquired and the love you have given are part of the enduring legacy you continue to create. And while recognition from others is rewarding, the most important recognition is the one you give yourself. Let this be a time of celebration, of self-love, self-compassion, and self-recognition. As you reflect on these thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned from this message and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Together, let's support each other on this beautiful journey of embracing authenticity and creating a legacy of love and wisdom. So, what have you learned so far? We've explored why some people might harbor negative feelings towards you as you age, from jealousy and misunderstandings to fear of change. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned in this video that you'll bring into practice in your life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.